With Remembrance Day around the corner, ML remembers the sacrifice of Muslim soldiers who gave their lives and their limbs in the name of duty in both the First and Second World Wars. May 1915, Sabadar Muhammad Agia of the 57th Rifles wrote, "It is just like the grinding of corn in a mill. There is no counting the number of lives lost. Not a single British or native officer of the old regiment is left, and not one sepoy." This is just one extract from a letter by a Muslim soldier who fought in the British Indian Army during the First World War. There are countless other stories of Muslim soldiers who lost their lives on the front line during the First World War, a fact that many of us are unfamiliar with. Military historian Major Gordon Corrigan says the role of the British Indian Army was vital to the war effort. Had they not helped fortify the front lines during the First World War, the Germans might well have broken through and made it to the ports on the English Channel. Of the 1.3 million Indians who constituted the volunteer force during the First World War, approximately 400,000 were Muslim. Historians put the numbers of Indians at close to 50,000 injured and 8,500 dead on the Western Front, with a third to half of these war dead being Muslims who fought and died alongside their fellow Hindu and Sikh countrymen. There was also the Palestine Regiment in World War II, where Arabs and Jews fought together under the British flag against Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy. The sheer scale of these numbers paints a picture of what these soldiers had to live through. We hear first-hand from veteran Abdul Salam, aged 84, about Britain's forgotten battle in Burma. Abdul Salam was just 16 when he enlisted in the British Army in Quetta, India. "I had once stolen an army uniform from a recruitment office when I was back at home in Gurdaspur for fun. I never realized it would have any significance in my life." Years later, he enlisted in the army, having never been out of India, and crossed the sea to Rangoon. He was part of the regiment in Britain's forgotten battle in Burma, where 700,000 Indian soldiers were posted during the Second World War, out of a total Allied force of 1 million. "I have not slept in days. We are lucky if we can find a tree trunk to rest against. With all the continuous gunfire, grenades and the stench of bodies in the jungle, it is just vile. Actually, sleep is never on our minds, I don't think. I just think about the next day, about living." His role was crucial. He was part of the 2nd Patiala Regiment, transporting supplies wherever and whenever they were needed, which included transporting food and garments to the front line. There were 90 divisions of 10,000 soldiers, a mixture of Caucasians, Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus and Africans. The transportation was the most dangerous part of it all. Many soldiers were on foot, walking through battlegrounds, encountering showers of bullets from overhead and grenades going off around them. But the colonel would bellow, "Advance!" and they would have to advance. Men went forward, they died, and another regiment was sent right in after them. When Abdul Salam originally left for Burma, there were dozens of men travelling with him. On his journey home, he counted only 12. There are countless others who fought and died for the liberty we enjoy today. British, Muslim, Sikh and Hindu alike. At ML, we believe it is of great significance for our society that history is remembered accurately and fairly. We are therefore calling for a consultation process to find a fitting memorial for the forgotten Muslims who died during the 2 world wars. Whether it should be a national memorial or a series of local memorials in towns that sent large numbers of Muslim men to the front line, or a permanent exhibition in one of our nation's museums, is a matter for discussion. The public's opinion ought to be canvassed, and as a nation, we can find the most appropriate way to remember the Muslims who died in the fight against tyranny. To show your support, please register your name at www.ml.com or email us at info@ml.com.